All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, That's True Inferno. Back at it with another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday. And I told y'all last week I was going to not only be reviewing another R. Kelly album, I told y'all that I was going to be reviewing TP2.com. So here's the thing that I did not realize until I actually looked this up just now. TP2 stands for Trail Play 2. So last week I reviewed Trail Play. So this week I'm reviewing technically the sequel, Trail Play 2, which is crazy. But the funny thing is, Trail Play was his solo debut album. TP2.com or TP2 or Trail Play 2 is his fourth solo album. So yeah, he made two other solo albums prior to this one. Alright, so anywho, this joint came out November 7th of the year 2000. I was in high school back then. And this joint was released under Jive Records. The producers involved were R. Kelly, Poke and Tone, and Precision. That's it. So there you go with that. Alright, so let's take a look at some charts for the album. So it was 78th out in Australia, 36th in the Austrian charts. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. It was 43rd on the Belgian album / in parentheses, Ultra Top Flanders chart. Again, Ultra Top Flanders, and then it was 22nd on the Belgian albums, and in parentheses, Ultra Top Wallonian chart. So keep in mind, Ultra Top Flanders, Ultra Top Wallonia for later on. It was 7th in both the Canadian album charts and the Dutch album charts, 4th out in France, 2nd in Germany, 39th in Italy, 23rd in Sweden, 6th in Switzerland, 21st in the UK album charts, number 1 in both US Billboard Top 200 and US Top R&B/Hit by Albums charts. Now, it did get some accolades. It got nominated and won some awards. So at the 2000 American Music Award, it won the Favorite Male Soul / R&B Artist Award. In 2001, it was nominated for Favorite Male Artist / R&B at the Blockbuster Entertainment Award, and at the Grammy Awards, it was nominated for Best R&B Vocal Performance by a Male for his song I Wish. We'll talk more of that later. At the 2001 Mobile Awards, it won the award for Outstanding Achievement. And at the MTV Video Music Awards, again 2001, it was nominated for Best R&B Video for I Wish. Now at the 2000 NAACP Image Awards, it won Outstanding Male Artist, but then the following year, 2001 NAACP Image Award, it won Outstanding Music Video for I Wish. 2001, and then the next 3 awards are the 2001 Soul Train Music Award. It was nominated for Best R&B / Soul or Rap Album, but it won Best R&B / Soul Single for a Male for the song I Wish, and it was the 2001 Best R&B / Soul Album done by a Male. So that's interesting. And at the 2001 Source Awards, it won R&B Album of the Year. Alright, so you know what? I forgot to name off the certifications. It was gold in Germany with 150,000 copies sold. It was gold in both Belgium and Switzerland with 25,000 copies sold each. It was gold in the UK with 100,000 copies sold. It also sold 100,000 copies in Canada, but they call that platinum. Speaking of platinum, it was 4 times platinum in the US with 4 million copies sold. Alright, so there you go with that. Now let's take a look at the tracks. So here's the thing, there's 19 tracks. One of them is a skit, which is 54 seconds long. The other one could be a bit of a question mark, and it's the first track, which is called TP2. But I'm gonna say it's an actual song, because even though it's 2 minutes and 17 seconds long, it's nothing but singing throughout. It's nothing but singing throughout. That's why I'm gonna count that as a song. Second track off this album is Strip For You, followed by R&B Thug. Track number 4 is called The Greatest Sex, followed by I Don't Mean It. Then we got Just Like That, followed by Like a Real Freak. Then we got Fiesta, the original, featuring Boo and Gotti. Track number 9 is called Don't You Say No, followed by The Skit, The Real R. Kelly, which leads to track number 11, One Me. Track number 12 is called I Wish. This is the original, more than the remix later. Track number 13 is called A Woman's Threat. So we already covered 3 of the singles. So Fiesta, well, technically the remix is the single, but it's not on this album, but more on that later. I Wish and A Woman's Threat. Those 3 are singles. Track number 14 is called I Decided, followed by I Mean, and in parentheses, I Don't Mean It. Track number 16 is I Wish the Remix, and in parentheses, To the Homies That We Lost. Track number 17 is called All I Really Want, followed by the last 2 tracks off this album, which are both singles, Feeling on Your Booty, so Feeling, no G apostrophe at the end of Feeling, And in parentheses, R. Kelly's intro rather. And then track number 19 is called The Storm Is Over Now. Again, another single. So let's take a look at the singles. So the first single is actually I Wish. So this is the first single off this album. Joint came out August 25th, 2000. So now there is a little bit of info on the remix, but this is mostly for the original. So this joint spent 3 weeks at number 1 on the US R&B charts. We'll talk more about that later. The song is dedicated to his mother, as well as friends and other loved ones of his who have died. Now, here's a little bit of interesting note. The song was originally going to feature Tupac, but he died before recording his verse. Now, the remix, like I said, featured Bugatti, who were then signed to his Rockland Records imprint. And there are music videos for both the original and the remix. The original, however, features his daughter, Joanne Kelly. And the original obviously won some awards, but here's one that wasn't listed earlier. The BMI Urban Awards in 2001, it won Most Performed Song, the Most Performed Song Award, rather. Now let's take a look at the charts. It was 12th on the UK Singles Chart, 77 out in Australia. Now, let's see. Here's where things get interesting. It was 36 on the Belgian charts, Ultra Top. That's it, not Flanders or Wallonia, just Ultra Top. And it was 7th on the Belgian chart, Ultra Tip. So this is my first time hearing about Ultra Tip, so that's new to me. It was 40th out in France, 10th in Germany, 6th on the Dutch singles charts, 50th on the Swedish singles charts, 29th on the Swiss singles charts, 14th on the US Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, 34th on the US Billboard Pop Songs charts, 10th on the US Billboard Radio Songs, and 11th on the US Billboard Rhythmic Top 40. And by the end of the year, it was 87th on the US Billboard Hot 100 and 48th on the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts. And the single did get gold in the US with 500,000 copies sold. That's just the single by itself, obviously. Moving on to the next single, which was called The Storm Is Over Now. So this is interesting. So for starters, this is an international single, and they said it was released in 2000, but on another spot, they got it released on April 3rd, 2001. So we'll go with that, I guess. So, like I said, this is the second single off this album, but this is an international single. And there is a music video for this song, which is 4 minutes and 35 seconds long. And it did make the charts, but not in the US, obviously, since it was not released in the US as a single, that is. It was 18th on the UK singles charts, 96th on the Australia singles charts, 10th in the Austria singles charts, Here we go again, 26th on the Belgium singles charts, Ultra Top, and 4th on the Belgium singles charts, Ultra Tip. 57th in France, 13th in Germany, 29th in Dutch, 38th in Swedish, and 6th in Switzerland. Moving on to Fiesta. So here's where things going to get really interesting. So this is mostly about the remix, which features Jay-Z and Bugatti, whereas the original just features Bugatti. Now the remix can only be heard from the R and R&B Collection Volume 1, which is a compilation album. So the remix came out May 15, 2001. Isn't that when that other... No, April 3rd, my bad. Okay. So the remix came out, and let's see, there's a music video for this as well. And let's take a look at the charts for the remix. It was 69th in Australia, 27th in Austria, 19th in Canada, and okay, back to normal here. 36 on the Belgian Ultra Top 50 Flanders chart, 19th on the Ultra Top 50 Wallonia charts, 67 in Brazil, 17th in France, 8th in Germany, 48th in the Netherlands, 46th in Sweden, 11th in Switzerland, 23rd in the UK singles charts, 6th in the US Billboard Hot 100, number 1 in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, and 10th on the US Rhythmic charts. And by the end of the year, it was 45th on the US Billboard Hot 100, and it was number 1 in the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts. So from May all the way up to the end of 2001, it was number 1, possibly. Who knows? It may have dropped off and then got back to that number 1 spot by the end of the year. That's what I'm thinking it happened. Moving on to the next single, which is called Feeling on Your Booty. So this joint came out August 7th, 2001. There's a music video for this. This is the 4th single off the album. So here's the interesting thing. The music video features DJ Khaled, Eric Sermon, Lil' Kim, Method Man, Redman, Nelly, Fat Joe, Lennox Lewis the Boxer, and others. I don't know who others are, but it does indeed feature them. So because of this song, the name of the song and how this song goes, I can see Lil' Kim being on this song. I can possibly, not song in the video rather, I can possibly see Nelly in this video. But everybody else, I'm like, what? Okay. But anywho, let's look at the charts. It was 47 in Belgium, 43rd in Germany, 64th in Dutch. Oh, by the way, Belgium just said Belgium singles charts. No ultra top, ultra flip, Wallonia, Flanders. It just says Belgium singles charts. Moving on. 64th in Dutch, 58th in Swiss, 36th in the US Billboard Hot 100, 9th in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, 30th in the US Whitman charts, and by the end of the year, it was 35th on the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts. So, if you were to hear "Feel on Your Booty," right, you would be thinking "Piss on You" by Dave Chappelle. I crap you not. Like, I sincerely crap you not. And it was also sampled by other songs, like, for example, "Dance Floor" by Nick Cannon, "King of the Jungle" by Tyga, and "Crawl" by Childish Gambino. So, there you go with that. Now, let's move on to the 5th and final single off this album, which is called "A Woman's Threat." So, this joint came out, this is interesting. It says 2001, but then on another spot, it says February 20th, 2002. So, that, again, that's interesting. Now, there's a music video for this song right here. And the song was sampled by Knife Wonder and Lil' Kim and Jay-Z in 2003. So Jay-Z sampled it in 2003. I'm assuming Knife Wonder and Lil' Kim sampled it sooner than that. And there's a music video for this. So let's take a look at the charts. Here's where things get crazy. It was 47 on the Belgian singles charts, ultra top in parentheses. It was 8th on the Belgian charts, and in parentheses, ultra tip Flanders. And it was 7th on the Belgian charts, and in parentheses, ultra tip Wallonia. So yeah, you heard me right now. Ultra top, ultra tip this time. It was 43rd in Germany, 64th in Dutch, 58th in Switzerland rather, 15th in the US bubbling under Billboard Hot 100, and 35th in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles and Tracks. So again, it was sampled by Jay-Z for his song "Threat" from the Black album, and Lil' Kim sampled it in "This Is a Warning" from her album La Bella Mafia. Alright, so I'm about to give you guys my favorite songs off this album from worst to first. So, let's keep it moving. So, the worst song off this album is "The Storm Is Over Now." The melody sound a bit happy too lucky for my taste. The snare is straight, kick is straight, bass is straight, track is straight overall. Again, it's not bad, it's not terrible, but it's just straight. Moving on. Just like that, unique beat pattern, but I like it nevertheless for an R&B track. The melody is cool, kick is cool. I like the snare for an R&B track, or R&B beat rather. And then here's where things get funny. Like, not counting the hook, but at the start, at every line on this song, throughout the majority, if not all of the verses on the song, he starts the line with, oh, like every line, you just hear, oh, it like overall, it starts to get funny. Like, I will admit, I was laughing every time I heard, oh, it was funny. But overall, the track is cool nevertheless. I don't mean it. Bass is really cool. Not bassy though, but I like it nevertheless. Kick is cool. Snap as a snare is cool, as it fits this beat. The melody is cool. Overall, the track is cool. The Greatest Sex. Melody is cool. Snare is cool. Kick is cool. Bass is barely there, but it's cool nevertheless. Track is cool. Don't You Say No is next. Like the melody. Really like the snare. The bass is cool. Kick is cool. The track is cool overall. I mean, and in parentheses, I don't mean it. Really like the snare here. The kick is cool. Melody is cool. There's no bass though, but the track is cool nevertheless. All I Really Want. The melody is cool. Really likes the snare here. The kick is cool. Bass is cool. Overall, the track is cool. Fiesta, the original and obviously not the remix. Like the melody here. The snare rather is really cool. Unique beat pattern is a little unique, but I like it obviously. Drums are straight, but I meant to say kick. Kick is straight, but the bass is cool. Track is cool, but the remix is better though. Strip For You, I really like the melody and the strings that were used doing the hook. So the melody overall was cool. I like the strings doing the hook. Like the bass, kick starts straight. The snare is unique, but really cool. And that snare is similar to another track that I'm gonna mention in a few seconds. Overall, the track is cool, and the snare is really cool, obviously. PP2, a little bass, but it's not big of a deal with this beat. I like the melody, the drums are cool, the track is really cool. Feeling On Your Booty, underrated classic. The snare is unique, but I like it. Yeah, so this is the snare right here, similar to Strip For You. Melody is cool, the bass is cool, kick is cool, track is really cool. A Woman's Threat, a classic right here. Really like the snare, the kick is straight, like the melody. But, really like the melody over the verse. The melody at the hook is cool, though. No bass, but the track is really cool, nevertheless. 6th best track off this album, I Wish, the original. Melody is really cool. Really like the snare. Kick is cool. Melody is a mellow out joint rather. The bass is there and it's cool. It's a classic and the track is really cool. All right, top 5 track off this album. 5th best track off this album, I decided. This is a favorite of mine right here. Mellow out joint. Melody is really cool, more so at the verses than the hook. Although the hook is still cool nevertheless. Snare is cool, kick is cool, bass is cool, track is really cool. 4th best track off this album, Like a Real Freak. I like the beat pattern and the tempo here. Really like the snare. The kick is cool. The bass is barely there. It's masked by the guitar, unless you could call it a bass guitar that you can hear underneath the actual guitar. But overall, the track is really cool. The best track off this album, R&B Thug. I really like the melody here. Really like the beat pattern. Kick is straight, but could be better. Snare is cool. Track is really cool, though. 2nd best track off this album, Iris Remix, To the Homies That We Lost. This is a favorite of mine right here. Mellow out joint. Melody is cool. Really like the snare here. Kick is cool. Bass is cool. Track overall is cool. Number 1 track off this album, One Me. This is an underrated favorite right here. Really like the melody. The bass is really cool. Kick is cool. Really like the snare. The track is really cool. So yeah, One Me, no pun intended, is the number 1 track off this album. All right, so I'm about to give you guys some professional ratings. Metacritic gave it a 71 out of 100. AllMusic gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B+. The LA Times gave it 3 out of 4 stars. The New York Times gave it a favorable review. Rolling Stone gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And the Village Voice gave it a favorable review as well. So what do I think about this album? Well, I'd say this is a 4.25 out of 5 stars. They got a lot of great songs here. There's only one song that was straight, but everything else was either cool or better. A lot of them was really, really cool, I will admit to you guys. And there was some classics in there as well. So again, 4.25 out of 5. I recommend you download it and you keep it. So I'm about to call it a wrap. So with that said, y'all know who this is. This is your brand new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.